Welcome to Anafram Market Perspectives.
Anafram Market Perspectives, Friday Market Recap. May 2nd, 2025. Tech earnings shine, tariff loophole closes, and volatility slips lower. Welcome back to Anafram Market Perspectives. This week was packed with high-impact earnings, major geopolitical shifts, and economic signals flashing both warning signs and resilience. Let's dive into the 5 key themes shaping the market. S&P 500 weekly recap. Microsoft and Apple lead the charge. The S&P 500 closed the week strong, lifted by powerful earnings from tech titans. Microsoft soared nearly 10%, Apple rose 2.38%, and Amazon gained nearly 2% following their robust quarterly results. Nvidia and other semiconductor names also saw gains. Nvidia up 4.87%, AVGO plus 4.88%. On the downside, Qualcomm dropped over 8%, and Eli Lilly fell 7.63% after disappointing earnings. In sector terms, technology, communications, and semiconductors drove the rally. Meanwhile, healthcare was mixed, and consumer defensive stocks showed modest moves. Trump tariffs, loophole closed, market braces for fallout. The Trump administration officially closed the de minimis tariff loophole at 12:01 a.m. ET on May 2nd. That means products under $800, mainly from China via platforms like Shein, Temu, and Amazon, now face 145% tariffs. Prices on fast-shipped e-commerce goods are already rising. Howmet Aerospace reassured investors by posting strong earnings and noting it can pass tariff-related costs to clients. Still, Howmet warned that truck production could suffer, and overall commercial transportation faces headwinds from tariffs and uncertainty. Trump also introduced temporary reimbursements for auto manufacturers using foreign parts, softening the 25% hit, 3.75% in year 1, 2.5% in year 2, and 0 by year 375.3. However, pressure on margins remains. China responded by launching stimulus plans to defend growth, cutting interest rates, public works programs, and support for exporters. Meanwhile, the U.S. and China remain deadlocked. In Canada, Mark Carney's victory in the federal election signals stability in the face of U.S. protectionism, with voters rallying around leadership perceived as strong against Trump's rhetoric. Economic data, U.S. misses, global signals. Mixed. This week's data painted a cloudy picture for U.S. growth. U.S. Q1 GDP came in at negative 0.3%, far below the 0.2% forecast. Core PCE prices rose sharply to 3.5%, showing persistent inflation. ADP employment disappointed at 62,000 new jobs versus 114,000 expected. Consumer confidence dropped to 86.0, its lowest level in months. ISM manufacturing returned to contraction at 48.7. Jobless claims climbed, and pending home sales surged 6.1%, offering a rare bright spot. Globally, China's PMI fell below 50, signaling contraction. In Mexico, GDP showed weak but positive growth. Canada's GDP in February declined minus 0.2%, followed by a small March rebound of plus 0.1%. Net takeaway: the U.S. is flirting with recessionary signs, inflation remains sticky, and global manufacturing is slowing. Volatility recap: VIX dips, but risks linger. The VIX closed the week at 23.75, easing from recent highs but still well above early 2024 levels. The MACD trend remains bearish, and futures suggest reduced hedging activity. Bottom line, complacency is creeping in, but headline risk, from China, tariffs, or weak earnings, could revive volatility fast. ETF and stock picks recap. AI powers gains. ETF, Vanex Semiconductor ETF, SMH. Semiconductors are still flying high. SMH remains above the Ichimoku cloud with a bullish MACD setup. Supply chain optimism and AI-driven demand are sustaining momentum. Stock 1. Microsoft beat expectations with EPS of $3.46 on revenue of $70.1 billion. The technicals are bullish. Price action remains above the cloud with strong MACD. Cloud growth and AI positioning continue to fuel upside potential. Stock 2. Amazon also beat EPS of $1.59 on revenue of $155.7 billion. The chart shows consolidation above key support. While momentum lags slightly, AWS and advertising segments continue to show strength. Look for upside continuation if macro sentiment stays supportive. Final takeaways. Megacap tech delivered. Microsoft, Amazon, and Apple anchored the rally. Tariffs are back in focus, with Trump's loophole closure reshaping e-commerce and manufacturing. U.S. data disappointed, raising fears of a growth slowdown. VIX declined, but risk remains elevated. Semiconductors, Microsoft, and Amazon remain key tactical plays heading into next week. We'll be back Monday with a fresh market preview, updated macro trends, and new stock ETF ideas. Until then, stay informed, stay strategic. Anafram Market Perspectives.
Thanks for watching. If you found this valuable, hit subscribe and share this with others. See you next time on Anafram Market Perspectives. Next time on Anafram Market Perspectives. Oh, you gotta love